Hey, it's Kelly here, former crack addict, recovery coach, and Life Beyond Sobriety. That is my private online community for people in addiction recovery who want to set big goals now that they're sober and make those goals happen. We learn strategies in weekly live coaching sessions to make those things come true. Go to lifebeyondsobriety.com and check it out 2 weeks for free.
Big Oxen Pirates save America. Big Oxen Pirate chopped down cherry tree with George Washington. Big Oxen Pirate beat the British in Revolutionary War. Big Oxen Pirate built the Continental Railroad. Big Oxen Pirate won the Civil War. Big Oxen Pirate save America. Big Oxen Pirate discover electricity. Big Oxen Pirate made the first flying machine. Big Oxen Pirate saved the world in World War I. Big Oxen Pirate saved the world in World War II. Big Oxen Pirate save America. Big Oxen Pirate marched with Martin Luther King. Big Oxen Pirate landed on the moon with Neil Armstrong. Big Oxen Pirate saved America. Big Oxen Pirate shot guns with Ronald Reagan. Big Oxen Pirate smoked weed with Bill Clinton. Big Oxen Pirate played basketball with Barack Obama. Big Oxen Pirate made money with Donald Trump. Big Oxen Pirate took naps with Joe Biden. Big Oxen Pirate save America. Big Oxen Pirate save America. Big Oxen Pirate save America. Big Oxen Pirate save America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? That was a W intro, man. We are back here. Big Oxen Pirate here to save America. This is episode 4, y'all. What's good, Pirate?
Chilling, man. Chilling, yeah. Pretty crazy week, hectic week all around. We finally got that regular season PCL out of the way.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about those seedings, Pirate?
I got robbed. Yeah. That AI, I don't know. I think they got the AI at a Radio Shack or some shit. I had to do a manual recount, and yeah, I'm talking to Ron. He's supposed to be sending me the analytics because this don't add up. Math ain't mathing.
Right.
But you know,
real quick. Let me see real quick because I actually really wanted to talk about that. Pirate, I mean, you're the 8th seed. That's bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, by my account, I should have been about the 4th seed. And
Yeah.
I got that dude Casual in the first round. He seems pretty good. So that'll be a tough first round, you know.
Yeah,
basically,
Casual shocking me. I don't know. I mean, I thought Casual was gonna win my division because I mean, by all intents and purposes,
I did too.
I thought he beat all of us, but I didn't watch him versus Elder. I didn't watch him versus Elder. Apparently, the people voted for Elder, so I guess Elder won in convincing fashion. But apparently, I beat Elder and OG the Beast and lost to Casual. So by Elder beating Casual the way he did, and then me beating Elder, I guess that's what propelled me to win my division. So yeah,
and Ron was saying
business like that.
Ron was saying that like I tied with the 3 people ahead of me, but haters, man. That's all I can say. You know, I got a lot of haters in this world trying to keep me down. And
I was definitely, I'm not gonna lie. So I got the 3 seed. I was expecting to be anywhere from 7 to 11.
Yeah.
You know, I was expecting to be anywhere from 7 to 11. But shout out, like I said earlier, though, shout out to Elder Rufus. You know what I'm saying? Elder Rufus really held it down.
Yeah. I like Elder. I didn't really see. I saw little pieces here and there, so I can't really say I saw anyone. I think I might have seen Jack's entire run.
Yeah, like my thing with Elder's, like we had a one that I think I won, one that he won pretty close, and then we had one that was like really close, but it was Luka Doncic versus Jason Tatum, and I clearly won that debate. It was so obvious that I won that, but there were so many people in the chat that were, you know, Dallas Mavericks and Luka guys, that it was kind of swayed. And then, so after, when people went back and watched it, you could see the votes were like, oh, like obviously I got it. So the AI, it wasn't so much the AI that did their job, Harry. It was the people that went back, watched it, you know what I'm saying, and made that decision.
That's what I'm saying. The people did their job. I manually counted up all the comments. So basically, Ron said, you know, I won against ZZ and MTEL, and then me and Mars, it was close because in the chat he won the first round 57%. I won the second round like 70%, and the third round he won 51%. So it was basically tied on the third round. But I counted up all the comments, and it looked like I won. But you know, I don't want to complain too bad. You know, it's whatever. It's whatever. But I do have a pretty tough road. I got Casual in the first round, and then if I win that, I got Mars in the second round again. So it's what it is. It'll be fun though.
Well, that's if Mars beats Jack Cody.
True. Yeah, cannot count your chickens before they hatch. That's true.
Right. I got a serious debate on my hand. I got gifted first round.
That was maybe that maybe like surprised me the most. He dropped what, like 13th?
He's 14.
14th.
So I got
14.
Yeah, he's 14. So I'm not sure what happened in his. Yeah. It was I'm not sure. I'll have no idea how he ended up down there. But
I'm telling, we should all. Well, I guess you don't want to recount because you're all good, but the rest of us should be demanding some look into this AI, because I think the AI might just be Ron on a fifth of Hennessy. I think that might be the AI.
Thing is, it had to be tequila. Ron don't even drink Hennessy.
Tequila, that's even worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He's definitely feeling devil.
Well, let me see this real quick. I want to see something. Let me go back to this, and then we'll get into some politics. Well, this is technically politics, because there was some.
This is technically politics. We're in the middle of a presidential election here.
Right. So this is the thing. Like, Casual being the 3 seed in my division is crazy.
Right? Yeah.
In Elder being the 7 and not, so I'm 3, Elder 7, Casual's 9. I gotta tell you, I would gladly move back. I would gladly take second in my division, be the 7 seed, Elder the 9 seed, and Casual the 3 seed, because I feel like Casual deserved to win our group. The way he came and showed out.
Well, it's very magnanimous of you.
Yeah, I honestly do, because the kid really showed. And with that being said, I still don't respect his basketball mind, but I respect him as a debater. I respect him as a man. As far as basketball, I don't think Casual will ever know as much as I've forgotten about this sport. But that's with all due respect. That's with all the respect to the young fella. I really got love for him.
Well, I feel like I do have a couple decades on him, so hopefully that'll hopefully that'll kick in. I was a little worked up, but then I thought, it's winner take all, right? So, I mean, no matter what your seed is, the only person who wins is the person who wins 4 rounds. So, that's whatever. You got to get through 4 rounds no matter what your seed is. So,
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it.
It'll be fun.
I'm ready to go.
It'll be fun. I like my topics for the first round. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I haven't even got mine settled yet. Me and Ron was going back and forth today, but we're gonna get it together. I know I'm about to. I know for sure I'm about to blast Gifted though. Like it's not gonna be like he's gonna do his thing, but I'm not too worried about it. He's a good talker. He's a good talker.
Yeah, yeah. No, it'll be fun.
Yeah, but yo, Pirate, what's going on in your city, bro?
The same thing's been going on the last 45 years. This is Oakland, California, man. If you're anyone who's ever bored at night, just pop on YouTube and look up videos of drive-throughs of Oakland, California, International Boulevard. Man, we got a reputation to uphold around here.
Let's check out this.
Oh! Oh!
Right there, you pulled a gun out.
Yeah, pull the gun out. Look at how many.
I mean, Pirate, what was he supposed to do?
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. So yeah, I mean, this could lead into, we could talk about a little bit of gun rights, stand your ground stuff. That's on the corner of International and Fruitvale. I was like a mile away from there when it happened. That's pretty much my
that's
stomping grounds. That's East Oakland, yeah. Okay. On the other side, the bad side of the lake. So yeah, International is basically, if you're in the market for hookers and crack, we got you covered on International Boulevard.
Do you know what was going on there? Like, why were the kids? Why was everybody so upset with them? Like, why did they jump in? Did he change some rule they didn't like, or did he like do something?
I don't know the full story, but yeah, in Oakland we've had these. It's either the younger kids ride around in bicycle gangs, I guess, like that. But man, we have a crazy epidemic of like dirt bike, Mad Max type dirt bike fucking gangs, groups where it's like 200-300 people rolling deep, and you're sitting at the intersection for like 5 minutes waiting for this whole procession to go by, and they're doing the wheelies and the donuts and the sideshow type stuff all over.
Was this in Oakland too?
What's that? The video we just saw?
Oh no, I know that was in Oakland. This video here that I was trying to.
Oh yeah, the motorcycle stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like super. It's like all the time. So I guess people got dirt bikes and ATVs now. That's like the big thing, riding around dirt bikes with bandanas and basically looking like Mad Max type stuff.
What about this video? Because I've been seeing a lot of these videos lately, and I hate to see it, but I mean, there's so many of them out there. Was this video in Oakland as well?
Yeah, I did too, man. Dude, so do you see this in your city? This is like do you see this in your city? The whole fentanyl. I'm assuming this is fentanyl. Where like
definitely fentanyl.
It's do you see this around where you are? Because I see this like everywhere. It's just like walking zombies. Like Night of the Living Dead, and
I see this all the time. Like we got a store in downtown Seattle, and right there, and I see this all the time right outside the store, all over. This fentanyl is crazy, and then like
that fentanyl is some crazy shit.
As they
I want to go back to the old days of crack and heroin, man. Where I mean, people were
heroin would have you nod off, but not like this though. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You know. And somebody pointed out that she had nice shoes on. She had clean, brand new shoes. She looked like she actually looked like if she wasn't leaned over like that, she might be a decent looking chick. I don't know.
She actually looked kind of like fit, you know, like it looked like she wasn't like I don't think she's like years into this. She looked a little too good.
Showing some nice side boob and everything. I was like, hey.
Right? Yeah, that's actually a fairly nice profile she's got going on there. So
right.
But yeah, man, I do wish we could just go back to the real drugs of the 80s and 90s, man. Cocaine, heroin, this fentanyl shit. Like, I don't know too much. I know it costs like, it's so cheap, right? It's like $1 or $2 for a hit. And hey, kids, like, you know, if you're doing a drug that costs like $1 or $2 for a hit, I mean, just save up your money a little bit, you know, and get like a real drug, you know, like don't be fucking around with this shit.
If you're gonna do drugs, at least, you know what I'm saying, don't look for
that's my PSA for America, man. Just, you know, save up your money a little bit and get something worth it, because this shit looks whack.
Right. I'm saying if you're gonna put something in the body, you know you get what you pay for, right? Like, oh man.
It's a tried and true rule.
Yeah. But let me see. I want to get into something. First, these two are going to go hand in hand. So, we've seen what's been going on with RFK Jr., right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was big. Yeah, we missed talking about that last week, but yeah.
Right. So basically, what is it, Pirate? So basically, he's trying to drop out of the election, can take his name off the ballot. And
yeah.
He wants to endorse Donald Trump.
To endorse Donald Trump. Yeah. It's a weird. I don't know how to say it. It's weird. It's something I haven't quite seen because, you know, RFK was a Democrat just less than a year ago. He was running. He tried to run for president as a Democrat. The Democrats had kind of a, you know, pretty closed, not really existent primary there. So a lot of people say he didn't get a fair shot on the Democrat. So he pulled out of being a Democrat, decided to run as an independent, and was getting pretty good traction there. Pretty good traction. I mean, I saw him in polls. He was getting up to like 10%. When Biden was still in the race, he was getting up to like 10%. It was pretty good for an independent. Right. When Kamala switched in, it looked like it dropped down to about like 5 or 6%. So it looked like, well, you know, a little chunk of the Democrat protest vote went back home once Kamala came out. But then, so this last week, he drops out completely and endorses Trump because he doesn't want the Democrats to win. But so his name's still on the ballot.
What does this mean here? So it says, like, breaking news, following Michigan's example, the Wisconsin Elections Commission just voted 5-1 to keep RFK Jr.'s name on the ballot against his will. Out of nowhere, Democrats have frozen all efforts to remove RFK Jr.'s name from the ballot. However, they still want him removed from the ballot in deep blue states. The only conclusion here is that Democratic officials in every state are conspiring to steal the 2024 election.
Well, yeah. How
do they come up to that conclusion? Like, how is this trying to steal it?
Well, I mean, the thought goes that so when Biden was in, he was getting about 9 to 10%, right? Okay. Then when Biden dropped out, a fair amount of the people who were voting for RFK, who were more lean Democrat, they have shifted back to Democrat. So the common thought is that the people who are left voting for RFK are more sizably, they'll vote for Trump. And RFK Jr. himself is endorsing Trump.
Right.
So the thought is, you know, in most states, it's not going to matter. Again, it always comes down to these 6 to 8 swing states that are real close. You know, that tend to be won by like a percentage point or less. So, in California, it doesn't matter because
not at all.
Kamala's going to win California. Yeah, in Texas, it doesn't matter. But in states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, that he's probably not going to give a huge bump to Trump, but it is like it looks like the bump is probably in that like 1% to 2% range, which in these swing states can really amount to that could be like winning or losing.
So they're assuming basically that his following, if he drops off the ballot and endorses Trump, that the people that were going to vote for him will in turn vote for Donald Trump now.
Not all of them, but you got to kind of think he's got about 5%. So I would say the swing would probably be like 1% to 2% would go Kamala or third party or not voting, and then 2% to 3% would probably go to Trump. So in the wash is probably about like a plus 1% to 2% for Trump. That seems to be like the pretty much the consensus. Right. Especially because he himself is endorsing Trump, right? So like that's gonna, if you're voting for a guy and then that guy endorses another guy, usually that helps.
Right. So let's listen to his take on what's happening really quick. Let's see.
If you really look at what's happening in the Democratic Party today, it's a party that the word demos in Greek means people. But it's a party that's lost faith in the people. It's a party that needs ironclad control. So they didn't trust anybody to have a real election. They got rid of the primaries because they didn't trust the people. They then handpicked Vice President Harris with no election, no even pretense of election, because they didn't trust the people. And they're the party now of censorship. And
how can you have a democracy with censorship?
You cannot have a democracy. They're absolutely incompatible. And everybody knew that. Everybody, you and I were raised reading Orwell and Aldous Huxley and Robert Heinlein and Alexander Solzhenitsyn and all of these other books that were part of classical literature that was taught in every American classroom. It said the first step to totalitarianism is always begins with censorship. It's the first step down that slippery slope. And there's no time that we look back in history and say the people who were censoring speech were the good guys.
So what is there?
So yeah, I got a couple points for some people who aren't. Yeah, I think so. I mean, he shouted out George Orwell and Aldous Huxley, and I will definitely second that for any of the younger people out there who maybe, if you haven't read 1984, I think 1984 may be the greatest novel of the 20th century. I think that's definitely everyone should read that. It's just a fantastic book. And it's amazing.
Because I know I only read from Orwell.
It's by George Orwell. Yeah.
The only thing I read from him is
Animal Farm. Yeah. Did you like Animal Farm?
Yeah, it was dope about the Bolshevik Revolution and all that. I liked it.
Yeah. Definitely read 1984, man. Or there's a really great audio book of it on YouTube too that has like kind of ambiance cinematic effects to it.
Okay.
Like everybody listen to that, read it. It's one of the greatest books of all time. It's really it's so funny because I don't know, society kind of teaches you to think that, when the bad guys come, they're gonna come in boots with long mustache, throwing kids in pits of fire. And I mean, that's obviously evil, but a lot of times the real darkness is much more orchestrated, and it's the whole wolf in sheep's clothing thing is really, in my opinion, that's kind of the thing you need to look out for the most in life, the wolves in sheep clothing thing.
Right.
But another side note, the RFK is ripped. I saw a picture of just a side note that they showed. You couldn't tell it there, but man, they showed a picture of him on the beach, and this guy is like jacked.
I saw a video of him on the incline on the bench press, and the people were in the comments. Like, yeah, I saw like they were like, "Oh, he should be lifting more than that. If you're that size." And I'm just like, bro, he's like 70. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he's not that tall either. So he's one of those like.
But you don't know like what his workout was before that. Like he might be at the end of his workout, so you know what I'm saying. He might be struggling, but
yeah, that's true.
He's like everybody on the internet, on the couch, you know what I'm saying, talking about like at least he's out there getting active, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about.
Definitely. Yeah, no, he's pretty ripped for an old guy though.
Yeah.
But,
so I know we spoke about it before, just kind of like some of the issues going on around the world with asylum seekers and how other places are dealing with it, different countries, how different countries are handling the situation, and how citizens of these countries feel about it. Actually, here's a guy named Abdullah. He's from Tanzania, and he's gonna give his take on how he feels about what's going on. He's actually in Britain. Let's see what this guy has to say. Get it straight from his mouth.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Right. Let's see.
Happy in the hotel, and I'm not happy in this whole situation about home office, because home office they send me message to grant me about accommodation and support, but they didn't give me enough support.
Some people may say that if you're unhappy with the food, you're unhappy with the accommodation, why don't you return to Tanzania? Because Tanzania is a safe country.
So when I'm go back to home country, I'm gonna die.
Did he say if he goes back to his home country, he's gonna die?
Yeah, I think that's what he said there at the end there. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe he's got beef with his neighbor or something. I don't know.
So Abdullah from Tanzania does not work and lives on British taxes, but he is very angry because he is no longer satisfied with a free hotel. He wants his own home and more benefits. Abdullah also wants better food because free food is not good. I've seen some people like in the comments really getting after the guy, calling him what do you call it? It's calling him ungrateful and obviously saying things like go back to where you come from, So and I hate to hear that. Like, go back when because it's like things are rough, and he just has his way of looking at it. But I don't know. I'm sure that's got to be rough on people that are paying taxes in that country when they hear people that are seeking asylum saying things like that. But I mean, he's there for a reason. He's there for a reason.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like I've been reading a bit about like it seems like hotels are like so involved with this, like in other countries and here in America.
That's got to be like some type of government contracting, right?
Yeah. It's basically the government takes a contract out and rents out hotel rooms. I
wonder how much these hotels are getting from the government per night per room.
I'm sure a lot. I mean, the government is not really. Crazy. Yeah, the government doesn't do bargains very well. The government tends to, overpay for pretty much anything they spend money on, just by the nature of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw like in Great Britain they've got like 5,000 hotel rooms on retainer where they're just constantly paying to keep the hotel rooms empty for when the asylum seekers come in and
really?
Out. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Brandon and Chill, I see them in the chat. They're giving their inputs on things.
Is Chill in the chat? Chilltown Hoops. Yep. Hey, Chill. So, how you doing?
So Brandon just said New York City is planning to spend over $1 billion on illegal immigrants in 2024 alone. Yeah. Chill, being logical as always, says you could have better food and a better place to live by becoming a citizen and getting a gig.
Chill. I would love to get you up here for one of these episodes here, and we could maybe I don't know, shoot the shit about the 80s and 90s and maybe some differences in the world here, because I don't know about you, but some of this stuff is kind of trips me out.
Right. Well, I mean, you guys in the chat, y'all know how we do. We always do drop the link, and everybody's welcome to come up and give their input on any topic that we speak on, or if they want to create their own topic and speak about that. Obviously, always welcome. Obviously. So speaking of illegal immigration or asylum seekers or whatever may have you, I got another clip I want to show you. Bear with me, y'all. Here we go. Boom. How do you feel about this? So, this is the wall.
This is part of the wall. Yeah, this is part of the notorious wall.
Ahí va.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Wow, ya pusieron la escalera.
That was pretty fast, huh?
Ándale, Andrés, córrele.
No. A lot faster than I would.
Esto no es de chanclas.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that anymore. Back in my day, I would have scaled like a ninja, but these days, I'm carrying a little bit of weight.
Right. So.
But
yeah. I mean, that's not much. Doesn't seem like it's much of a deterrent.
Well, now, so there's the thing, and I do have a kind of a vested interest in this, because my what I focused a lot of my studies on was ancient Greek history. I have a real tie and connection to Greek history, and that's where the city states, pretty much every city state in the country had a wall, and walls. I am I will forever be, as long as gravity exists, as long as human beings are tied to the ground, right. I think a wall is, in any situation, it's the most practical deterrent you could possibly have, whether it's a country or whether it's just your own house. Houses have gates for an obvious reason, right? Like,
so do you think that all countries, like all borders, should have like a wall?
Not all of them, because I mean, you don't need them everywhere, but I think there should be quite a bit of walls, and this does. It kind of points to how people can politicize or look at things for a different angle. Like you said, it doesn't look like much of a deterrent because a guy's climbing the wall. But imagine if that wall wasn't there, you would have just walked by, right? And conceivably 50,000 people could be in that area, and they could just walk from one side to the other. With a wall, I mean, yeah, it is, of course, it's possible to scale a wall or climb over a wall or a fence that's outside a house, but it is an obvious basic deterrent. I mean, to get over it, you have to one at a time. You can climb up and you can drop a ladder, and people can climb over a ladder, and obviously the deal with walls is that walls have to be manned. Like the Great Wall of China, 3,000 miles long, and if it's not manned, then yeah, you can go up to the wall, you can figure out a way to get over the wall. But when you have a wall, it's much easier to man a particular location. If you have 100-mile long wall, then you need let's say 100 troops, just for the sake of argument, to man a 100-mile wall, where if there's no wall there, then to have the same force multiplier, you would probably need, who knows, like 1,000, 2,000 troops. So walls are basic, walls are cheap, walls are, since the beginning of time, walls have been the most effective barrier you can practically come up with, going all the way 2,500 years ago with Greece. The Great Walls of Constantinople, they stood for 1,000 years. The Turks weren't able to get past the walls of Constantinople until 1563, after many attempts. So it seems very basic to me. It's a very basic, obvious answer. It's very cheap. The critics of the walls.
The wall that Trump wants to build from Mexico, is that something that you're behind? So you do approve of that movement?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the price tag is $25 billion, which when you're talking about public federal expenditures, $25 billion is, I mean, we expend $6 trillion a year. So $25 billion for the federal government. It seems, it's obvious, it's basic. It's, if you're, I don't know, like, again, like I've studied political science like my whole life, and I love sitting down talking with people, whatever, Republican, Democrat, communist, monarchist, anarchist, whatever. We're all just people, and you can have different thoughts. But I hate when people like talk out of both sides of their mouths, or you're talking about an issue and you're representing, the political side of it. So, the wall to me seems basic. If you're a person who doesn't support the wall, it would be nice to actually hear your logical reasons of why you don't support it. If you are a person who just believes in laissez-faire immigration, that's your prerogative. And
right.
But I don't know, consistency. I think consistency and logical connection, I believe, are important. And it seems like a lot of the arguments against the wall. Well, honestly, like look at Kamala and a lot of the Democrats. 4 years ago, 8 years ago, the things they were saying about the wall were really completely different than what they're saying now. But the basic reason for having the wall hasn't changed in the last 4 to 8 years. So it seems about as basic as possible to me.
How much of the wall is up? Do you know, like, what stretches of the border there is?
Exact percentages? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like 30 to 40%. I think it's in that range.
And we're talking about stretching from the Pacific to the Gulf.
Well, there are, again, it's like you can kind of target it, like it's not one continuous like Great Wall of China type thing, right. But essentially it's a strategic barriers to where you're able to have a force multiplier for your border agents. When you have walls, then you're able to distribute personnel. This is just like basic warfare strategy that goes back beyond Alexander the Great. Walls are
right.
If you've ever built a castle building game,
yeah, definitely the wall.
Again, like I said, as long as gravity exists, walls are going to be very effective.
Yeah, I think that would definitely slow down the people, the drugs and things like that. I don't think that's going to affect it at all.
I think it'll have an effect, but now I'm sure maybe some people in the chat or other people will say, well, the people crossing isn't the problem. It's the policy of they're just going to go to a port of entry anyway and seek asylum,
and
then go through the process of waiting out for the asylum, and then they'll be in America, and then when the asylum comes back rejected, they'll be in America anyway, and that is true. So it's a wall by itself without a comprehensive policy to go along with the wall. Like if we could have the biggest, strongest wall possible, but if people are just going to walk up to the port of entry, apply for asylum, and go through the exact same process, then yeah, it won't be effective. But if you change the policy combined with the wall, then that would make a very big difference. That would be a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, something must be done. Well, I think we both agree on that. I don't know if this guy believes. I don't know what this guy believes, but he's campaigning. He's definitely campaigning. He wants you to vote for him.
To my queridos, amigos, Latinos, you need to vote for Trump. El Kamala Harris is no bueno. Kamala is mucho pendejo, even more pendejo than Joe Biden. Pero señor Trump, how can Kamala be more pendejo than Joe Biden? Well, she is mucho pendejo, no bueno. If you want to earn dinero, you need to el voto for el President Trump. Con Trump, you will earn mucho dinero. So make sure you el voto Trump in 2024. Let's make El America great again. Muchos gracias, amigos. To my
fantastic. That was you appeared on Univision, and my Spanish, I haven't brushed up on it recently, but I thought that was just tremendous. I think that's going to be very effective in getting out the Hispanic vote.
I think he might have just swayed. He might have just swayed our Latino brothers and sisters to vote for him.
Authenticity matters, you know. Right. I mean, like, yeah, the voting public can see through when you're faking it, and I thought that was just great.
If you're a Latino and you see that and you don't vote for Trump, then it's just I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you might have to take your Latinx card.
Right. Yo, guys, we are dropping the link. We're not going to stay up here all night tonight. We're getting in and out. So the link is out there if you want to get up here and speak your piece about anything. Dive into some election talk or anything like that. Then you already know what to do. Click on that link, man. Click on it. And in the meantime,
we do have so it is day 39 of Kamala not doing an interview, but it looks like she does have one lined up for tomorrow. I think it'll be the first interview.
With who?
With CNN. With Dana Bash on CNN. So I guess the plus is that it is an interview. I guess you'd say the cons are it's with Dana Bash on CNN, which is kind of in the tank. It's also going to be pre-recorded, so it's not live, and it's a co-interview. So it's going to be her and Tim Walz, the vice president nominee. So her and Tim Walz are doing a pre-recorded interview with CNN. Which
do you expect Kamala to go behind enemy lines at any point and take some tough interviews?
No, I think it's really they're calling it they've been calling it really since Biden's first run the basement strategy. It's odd, man. The news industry is in such a weird place. Again, I wish kids could go back 20, 30 years to really appreciate what the difference in news broadcasting is these days. But she has, I mean, let's put it this way, Fox News, we know Fox News is in the bag for Trump, right? That's obvious. But on the other side, CNN and MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, they're in the bag for the Democratic Party. And all the stories, you would think that someone running for president not doing interviews would rile up the journalists. But they seem to be running cover. I was watching yesterday on CNN. They had a panel that was seriously debating, well, does Kamala need to do any interviews? At all?
I thought that was the basic thing in campaigning. I thought that's what you had to do to campaign.
To me, that seems like obviously the obvious answer seems to be yes. You would want, you'd expect you're campaigning for president. You got to do interviews. But
is Trump? When is Trump doing the next interview? And do we have a debate lined up yet?
Yeah, we do have a debate for. Well, I think we have a debate. Hopefully, it's. I think it's for September 10th on ABC. With last I saw, it was going to be September 10th, ABC, with the same structure as the Biden debate. So no audience and microphones muted during answers. Probably be like an hour and a half long, 2 hours. So yeah, I think we still have that, but it's just one. And it's
Yo, chat, can you imagine that? Muting somebody else's microphone during a debate? I would never do that.
Yeah, but you know what, Ox? It's a funny thing because this is a funny election, man. This is probably like the least liked election I've ever seen. A lot of people don't like either person, and it almost seems like the strategy is whoever gets the other person to say more things will win.
Right.
So, like, Kamala was really, I think they think it's an advantage for Trump to turn off the microphones because, you know, Trump has a way of just talking and being kind of belligerent. And so they think if they leave the microphones on, then Trump will come off looking bad because he'll be snipping and sniping at Kamala during her answers. And they think they'll look kind of bad for some people. So it's really a funny election where it seems like, you know, normally you have support for the person, you want to hear everybody talk, but it seems like in this election, a lot of people don't want to hear either person talk, and the more either of them talk, they just drag themselves down. So
one thing I will say though for Kamala though, it's like with it being so divided, some people are like, I'm just not going to vote for Trump. Some people are like, I'm just not going to vote for Kamala. So it's kind of like no need to really. I can see them feeling like there's no really need to be out there doing a whole bunch of interviews, a whole bunch of you know, because it's just so it's almost so cut and dry. Like some people are just refusing to vote for either one of them.
Yeah, Ox, at this point, almost with the way the culture and society is, I almost can't blame them. I really almost the people for being dumbasses about this more, because it almost seems like you could just draw a stick figure like, hey, this is Steve, he's your candidate, he's not Trump, and you'd probably get like 40% of America to vote for the stick figure,
right? Really?
So yeah, it really seems to be an election more off how much you don't like the other guy more than how much you actually like the person you're voting for a lot of people.
Brandon says Michigan came down to 20,000 votes in 2016. Every vote counts in the key swing states. I would say that's, you know, for those people, it's got to be a lot of pressure on them, you know, like
in those states.
Yeah, because like California, it's like, I know it's gonna, you know, I know it's gonna happen. I don't necessarily have to, you know what I'm saying? But like in these other states, their vote really matters.
Yeah. Like I mean, again, the state that I'm looking at the most in this election is going to be Wisconsin. Wisconsin, the last two elections has come down. In 2016, Trump won it by 0.7%. And then in 2020, Biden won Wisconsin by 0.6%. I'm kind of feeling that who wins Wisconsin will win. I think that'll probably be the bellwether. Because I mean, we're really just talking about 8 states at this point, and even a couple of those are probably like I think Kamala will win Michigan. I think she'll win Michigan, so that'll leave Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Trump will get Ohio. Trump's getting Ohio, so
do we have any like real information on what's his name? JD Vance?
Man, yeah, I think that was a mistake. I really think that was a fumble by Trump. He actually, I know he's a smart guy. I mean, I've heard him talk. He's a smart guy. He's got a good story too. I mean, he came from lower classes, worked his way up to Yale, wrote a best-selling novel. He's got a little too much, in my opinion, when you're talking about popular vote. He's a little too much like Christian conservative, the old time like family values,
right?
Which I'm into. Like personally, I'm into like family values, and I'm a Christian myself. But I know that like some of this stuff doesn't sell, and some of this stuff, like honestly, doesn't really belong in government either. So he seems to be a little, in my opinion, redundant. Where you have Trump, right? And then JD Vance is a little too much Trump-like to where I don't think he's bringing any new voters into Trump.
Right.
And he also kind of sets himself up for the typical barbs that the Democrats are going to lob at you, because he's like very much into the Christian family. He's not excel for the Trump ticket. I think Trump really should have gone for Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know. Have you seen Vivek speak ever?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he's a really smart, articulate guy. He's a Indian guy. I'm not big into the identity politics, but unfortunately, it does seem to kind of help. There are a few people like Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott. And he's more of like just less of a, I hate to say it, but like, white button down Christian conservative type.
Right. Kind of moving on, I want to get into something that's very, very, it's actually very concerning. Very concerning. I know most of us have seen some of these videos. Let's talk about this. This is, as most of you guys know, Dr. Fauci. In 2021, he makes a statement saying, when people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. And then Fauci in 2024 says, I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my third infection, and I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times. Let's watch.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. I got infected about 2 weeks ago. Third infection, and I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times. When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my third, and I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times.
One more time.
When people
one more time.
They can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my third infection, and I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times.
6 times. So I don't know, Ox, are you comfortable talking with your personal vaccination experience, or?
You're not going to give me a shot that you just came up with in 2 weeks. Like,
yeah. So you didn't get the jab.
No way.
Yeah, I need
long-term studies. I need to know what's going to happen in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. No way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're not gonna. Especially once I saw the numbers. If you actually go through the numbers of who COVID really affects, I mean, most all the people who quote died, and there's big controversy as to whether all these people who are on record of dying, did they die of COVID or did they die with COVID? Because those are two completely different things.
It's already come out. It's already come out that even nurses, everybody was already saying it's 100% fact that people were dying that may have had COVID, but definitely weren't dying from COVID. But if you have COVID and died, they can put you on the number.
Then they say that you're a COVID death, and virtually everyone.
I heard that they were even going as far to people that died in violent ways. You know what I'm saying? From things that had nothing to do with
a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
I got shot
for COVID and had it. You died from COVID. Right.
Well, yeah, like I'm pretty sure most of the people who died with COVID were older than the life expectancy,
right,
of a human. Yeah, and like even in my age, you're younger than me. You're a healthy guy. You're in your early 30s, or you were then.
Well, I was like
dude,
29.
You're not gonna die of COVID. Right. Like you're not gonna. I never got the jab. I'm an older guy. These days I'm not the healthiest I've been. And I haven't felt sick in years.
There wasn't.
And if you look at the numbers, for children, the flu is more dangerous than COVID.
Right.
For children, and you look at what we did with the children shutting down schools, making kids. I'm sure there's got to be some psychological effect to, like, you're a little kid and you've got to walk around with a mask all day every day, and you're not getting sent to school. So I mean, the COVID thing, but isn't it odd how it's coming back in an election year? I mean, it's not coming back, but like the stories are coming back, and now I'm looking on it, and I've got some, because I'm out here in California. I got some friends who never took the mask off.
Yeah,
they're still masking.
Well, they scared people so bad.
They
did
when
COVID. I mean, so people are terrified now. Like it's not even funny. It's not even funny. Like, it's not even a joke. People are like really scared, and they're still afraid. And that's just no way to live. It's no way to live.
No, and they've completely lied about it. I don't know if you saw Zuckerberg with Facebook came out. So the government was pushing him to censor a lot of information that, they're calling you wackadoodles and conspiracy theorists. And I mean, I may be a lot of things. I'm not like a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. I felt like there was ample evidence to make a pretty thoughtful decision on this, and realize that it wasn't what they were saying. And then when they came out with the vaccine, now they even in the last month or so, they had to come out and admit that it's not a vaccine. It's technically it's not a vaccine. And like we knew at the beginning, just as that video that we just saw, Dr. Fauci himself, when they came out with this vaccine, they were telling you that you won't get COVID when you take this, which was it's not true at all. And I mean, they had a lot of information, and it's again, it's just I hate the politicization of scare tactics. I just hate scare tactics. I hate seeing scare tactics sent down from the top down, because it's effective. Like, even no matter what it is, if the government says it, there's going to be a good chunk of people who they go with it, and they're going to call you they're going to call you loony, and they're going to call you all kinds of things when
there was never a chance. It was never a thought in my mind to go and get that. I didn't even consider it. Like, there was even like when I was in Seattle, there's places in Seattle that you couldn't go without your proof of vax. I was in New York, and there's places that I couldn't go without proof, and I'm just like, well, if I can't, my thing, a lot of places, like if it was like going out, like you could pay security, like security, they'll take $20 to let you in. They don't care, But like for the most part, though, I'm fine with that. I was never once even a little convinced to even think about doing it. Like, it just it was I feel, and I do feel bad for anybody that got tricked into taking it. even if it doesn't have any negative effect on you, like even if you don't have any bad reaction or side effects, if that doesn't happen to you, like great, you know what I'm saying? But even for them, it's just kind of like just to know that you've been manipulated, because now people that got it, they know they were manipulated.
No, and Ox, I mean, there are many people who did lose their job. Mm-hmm. There are a whole country of children who, no school, no social interactions. And I hate to say it, but this younger crop of kids they're already kind of being raised on their iPhones and detached from the world. And then to compound that, they were really taken out of society for a year or two. I think it's going to lead to just a bit of mass neurosis in this coming generation. People lost their jobs. We all experienced a government shutdown and complete slowdown of the economy, which is political. And now you just notice 4 years later that if you listen to all the actual speeches and the numbers that like Joe Biden will cite, like isn't it convenient that Joe Biden was able to create all of these jobs and then not mention, oh yeah, well, we're talking that the fact that I came in during a pandemic where we shut the country down and artificially suppressed the job market, and so now, oh look, everybody, you have a job again. Isn't this miraculous? I mean,
right? Yeah, it's
crazy.
And and a lot of the world still hasn't recovered from that pandemic. A lot of people haven't recovered, and even like we were saying, just kids and stuff taking out. So it's like now we're about to have a big group of weirdos.
I was trying to be kind, but yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I got you, Pirate.
Yeah, these kids are already socially awkward, and now you're strapping them up in masks and having them, like, frankly, spending a couple years at home with their crazy ass parents.
And that's a big thing too. Like domestic violence and things like that. That was going up too. Because
it was. Yeah, people aren't built for that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you don't do nothing, but you could have done some targeted stuff for old people. Basically, should have been like 10% overall of what happened. Like 10% of the 100% that we actually did was, maybe useful and.
Well, I do hope that people had their best intentions when this happened. I hope nobody was trying to screw with the people.
I think they were obviously trying to screw with people, but
yeah, 100%. But it doesn't look like we're gonna have much company tonight.
You ever heard the saying, "Never let a good crisis go to waste"?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And now I'm all right with that. In this world of content creation, I've learned that. I'm starting to learn the game, Pirate.
Oh yeah, I guess that does kind of tie in. Yeah.
I'm not letting anything go, Pirate. Nothing. Believe that. Kudos to you for letting things go, Pirate.
I try to keep it light.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it doesn't seem like we're gonna have any guests today. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to come up and talk politics with us today, Pirate. So it's been over an hour. I think I'll let this one go. We'll get back to it next week. I do have a graveyard shift coming up after this. So anybody want to tap into that graveyard shift in 30 minutes, man, y'all be ready. Pull up. We are going to go through the debate/interview from Dr. Umar and him actually agreeing with me about the destruction and the delinquency of hip-hop/rap music, how it is terrible for our people. I've been saying it for over a year on YouTube, and Pirate, they hate it when I say it. They swear I'm tripping. I've been called everything but a son of God because of my stance against hip-hop and rap music. But now that Dr. Umar says it, let's see how the people feel.
I'm an old man. I like the old stuff. The new stuff, I just can't get with most of the stuff I listen to, man. I don't know. It just sounds kind of funny.
Yeah.
Sounds artificial and
it's fucking trash. That's what it is.
It is, right? Yeah.
It's trash, and a lot of it is just straight devil music. But they don't want to hear that.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, about 30, 45 minutes. We will be on the graveyard shift, man. Y'all pull up. Hey, don't forget, like my man Breezy always said, you can't buy energy. You got to get some sleep. Take heed to those wise words. Make sure you get some rest out there, y'all. Don't try to buy energy. Just get some sleep. You got anything else, Pyro, you want to get off before we go?
Oh man, it was fun. It's good seeing you. I hope you have a good little trip down south there. Everything.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming days.
No doubt. All right, y'all. I'll check y'all on the graveyard shift.
Big Arms and Pirates save America. Big Arms and Pirates chopped down cherry tree with George Washington. Big Arms and Pirates beat the British in Revolutionary War. Big Arms and Pirates built the Continental Railroad. Big Arms and Pirates won the Civil War. Big Arms and Pirates save America. Big Arms and Pirates discover electricity. Big Arms and Pirates made the first flying machine. Big Arms and Pirates saved the world in World War I. Big Arms and Pirates saved the world in World War II. Big Arms and Pirates save America. Big Arms and Pirates marched with Martin Luther King. Big Arms and Pirates landed on the moon with Neil Armstrong. Big Arms and Pirates saved America. Big Arms and Pirates shot guns with Ronald Reagan. Big Arms and Pirates smoked weed with Bill Clinton. Big Arms and Pirates played basketball with Barack Obama. Big Arms and Pirates made money with Donald Trump. Big Arms and Pirates took naps with Joe Biden. Big Arms and Pirates save America.